or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Full-time MMA?
MMA.
Nothing else.
My life, man. Yeah.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Let's fucking go! Israel Adesanya, the last style bender, with a dominant performance over top 10 ranked, actually to be specific, the number 8th ranked middleweight in the world. Holy smokes, what does this mean for the middleweight division? I'll tell you. Duck your motherfucking taco, because Israel Adesanya is no joke. He put on a scary display of striking, and that's the perfect word, because what he was showing in the octagon here with the levels of striking, there's levels to this shit, and Israel Adesanya's striking is going to be levels above a lot of the guys in the middleweight division, and I'm talking about in the top ranks. This is an 8th ranked guy, someone that's in the top 10 of the division, and Israel Adesanya was able to outclass him standing up with his striking. And now Israel Adesanya also showed he was somewhat confident going to the ground. Of course, he's not the most well-rounded fighter in the world yet. He's got room to grow on the mat, but he still has great takedown defense. I believe Brad Tavares shot for 10 or more takedowns, 10 or 11, I believe, and he was only able to score 1 takedown. And even if you do get Tavares down, you're going to have to be a very strong and also talented wrestler or grappler to be able to keep him there, because Israel Adesanya was also looked very big in there tonight against Brad Tavares. He was a lot taller, and it seemed like just a bigger middleweight in that octagon, and his striking was scary. I mean, he said it at the end of the fight, there must be cement in Brad Tavares' dome. Or no, that was one of the commentators that said that. He did give his respect to Brad Tavares and his coach, but one of the commentators said that there must be cement in Brad Tavares' dome, because he was getting cracked with some knees, bro. Knees, I mean, every strike you can think of: elbows, leg kicks, head kicks, question mark kicks, uppercuts, body kicks, a nasty body kick that rocked Brad Tavares, I believe, in the 2nd round, right after he got warned for having his fingers out, similar to like a John Jones. The John Jones comparisons are probably going to continue to roll in after tonight, and Israel Adesanya was doing a good job of distancing himself from the John Jones comparisons, and not just because he was warned for the eye poke, but because he was dominant. But Israel Adesanya before this had done a good job of trying to distance himself from the John Jones comparisons with the whole hashtag non-Jones campaign. But boy, he looked dominant in there tonight like a young goat. I'll admit that. He's got great takedown defense. His stand-up might be the best in the middleweight division. I'm trying to think of someone off the top of my head that stand-up. I'm talking about striking that can really, you can compare to Israel Adesanya. I mean, everyone else is kind of, you might say, more well-rounded, because their striking, I just don't see it comparing, man. He was in there showboating a little bit, not really being disrespectful, but to kind of bait in a shot from Brad Tavares. He was putting his head out there. He was pointing at the middle of the ground, like, you know, let's strike right here, center of the octagon, let's do it. I mean, he was doing his thing in there, man. Definitely an entertaining fight, and as far as the striking is concerned, he looked tremendous in this fight, but not just the striking, because I don't want to, he also did showcase his amazing takedown defense again, which is why I was sort of confident in him in this fight, because he does have great takedown defense. So unless you're just going to be relentless, like maybe a Chris Weidman's really a bad matchup for like everybody that's a fucking middleweight, you know what I'm saying? He's just a great fighter, Chris Weidman. His style, his level of wrestling that he has, it's a great matchup against a lot of people. So like, that's one of the only people that comes to mind that might be a bad matchup for Israel Adesanya in this division right now. But hell, Chris Weidman's a bad matchup for Kelvin Gastelum, a bad matchup for Robert Whittaker, you might say. Chris Weidman's just a fucking bad matchup, you know what I'm saying? But anyone else, man, if you're not going to be able to come in here and keep this kid on the mat, holy smokes does this guy, he could really be a former champion, Israel Adesanya, man. And I'm saying that it's only his 3rd fight in the UFC, but now he's ranked in the top 10 of the middleweight division, and it's time to start having this conversation, because Israel Adesanya is only going to continue to fight ranked opponents from here on out in the middleweight division. And his size, he definitely looked like a middleweight. He looked bigger than a middleweight in there tonight. His striking, his takedown defense were superb tonight. I mean, I could go on and on about Israel Adesanya's performance. He won this fight. Some of the judges had the fight a 50-45. I believe 2 of the judges, one of them a 50-46. He opened a nasty cut on Brad Tavares' above his eye that the doctors had to take a look at in the 4th round. I mean, he just put on a striking clinic in this fight, but he also had amazing takedown defense. He even went for some crazy, like, flying leg lock in the fight. Like, he rolled into a leg lock at the end of the 1st round, and it was the end of the round, so he almost got punished for it, as Brad Tavares was in top position after he rolled for it. But hey, he did the shit. He was like, hey, let's do it. End of the round, I'm doing some craziness. So he's a guy that's having fun when he's in there, and he's also very patient with his strikes. He didn't go overboard. He's not going to get overzealous and like just charge in there, like blitz in there. He's going to pick his shots and pick you apart, and you're going to get punished if you're in there and you're standing up with Israel Adesanya. So congratulations to the last style bender. I know you listen to the channel, dog. It's time to get that interview in. It's been time. Let's just do it, man. Before you get too big for the channel, fuck with your boy. Let the full-time family know what you guys think in the comments about Israel Adesanya's performance tonight against Brad Tavares. Holy smokes. I'm out. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to become a full-time MMA blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, or black belt, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/fulltimemma. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.